we thought it was time to bring back just a few of the most listened to episodes from the last 12 months, the Best Of series. Even if you've already heard an episode, you will have changed and grown since it was first released. And things that you missed back then will catch your attention. Believe me, that's so true. Every time I go back and listen to a podcast or read a book or watch a video. And we're starting off with episode number 1. Yep, the very first one, the really raw, really rough one where I share my story that I kept secret for 20 plus years and the thing that held everything I did or tried hostage. So you're here because something in your life or your business isn't working for you. It's just not working. And maybe you're in survival mode, just barely getting by, living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you're in a job or a career or a business that's leaving you empty, depleted, uninspired, or maybe you're just starting a new exciting thing and you're already struggling to move forward. I've got your back. Welcome. If you're a brand new listener or one of our loving fans, got your favorite drink ready? Do you have your earbuds in, nestled in a quiet spot? I hear the yeses, so buckle up, take a deep breath, and join me in a conversation about jump-starting your life, your business, and breaking free of your shackles and create the life that you really, really want. Welcome to the first of 7 episodes in our Best Of series 2021. You're listening to the Unshackle Your Life podcast with Debbie Colburn, and each week we talk all things money, business, personal growth, and we dive deep, exploring the hundreds of things that shackle us unconsciously from our own true potential. And you'll discover tips and tactics to start unlocking your shackles and release an extraordinary life. Thanks for spending time with me today, and let's dive right in. How many of you have ever been arrested? Stick your hand in the air, no one can see you. Right, most of you just said, hell no. But let me ask you another question. How many of you have ever done something that you could have been arrested for? I can see you gritting your teeth, tightening up your back, figuring out how to change the topic. Yes, you. Unless you're a unicorn or you're not being 100% honest with yourself, most of us have. Speeding, drinking and driving, using your work copier without paying for the copies. Yeah, even think back. Maybe you took a few snacks or a taster at the grocery store that you didn't pay for. The candy you stole as a child. The list is endless. And most of us bury it successfully, never thinking again about it. At least we think that and proceed to get on with our lives. But it's almost always lurking there. Your skeleton in the closet you hope and pray no one ever finds. This is my podcast where we'll be talking about the many, many visible and invisible things that hold us back in our lives and in our businesses. And you'll discover my story and my unique perspective on what truly makes an unshackled life. We'll talk about everything that holds us hostage despite having escaped the literal punishment, handcuffs, and prison. We'll discover that it happens to all of us. But first, let me tell you a story. I saw her sitting there in the back seat of the stubby orange school bus. My 4-year-old daughter, her beautiful blonde hair blowing around her face, her cute little pink outfit with the purple flowers. She was flashing her huge smile as always, talking with all her friends, deliriously happy in her new adventure. The truck seemed to be hurtling down the highway. It had to be doing 100 miles an hour. You could see it forever across the long, flat terrain that is the Canadian prairies. I heard its speed, the tires crunching and whining on the pavement, the air silent all around it. The black asphalt of the highway rippled like a beautiful lake, like a mirage in the heat. There the school bus was, stopped at the railway tracks, just like every single school bus in North America. The driver opens the door to check for trains. It's the law. She was clapping her hands, excited at what her and her friends were concocting. My world shattered on impact. The sound like jets breaking the sound barrier, debris flying everywhere, lethal weapon style, flames leaping, ferocious, burning, screaming, and I felt all the life fall out of my body. And I watch as my daughter dies, all her dreams, all her experiences, everything dying with her. The knock at my office door broke the spell, and my heart hit the floor. They'd like to see you downstairs in the boardroom. Every single day, I watched my daughter die a horrific death. Every single day for 6 months. And in that one moment, as I walked down the stairs, the horrific daydream ended. And it never, ever returned. But I was launched into the reality of what I had set in motion, a reality that could well be worse than the dream. See, I was a professional accountant, a really, really good one, a well-paid one. I wasn't a drug addict or a drunk or a gambler or in dire financial straits or in big debt or suffering from abuse in my life. I had no addictions to cling to, no obvious excuses. But with one bad decision, the worst decision of my life, followed by another, society and I, as judge and jury, branded me a bad person. I don't remember much except being asked if I recognized a few canceled checks. I don't know what I said. The brain has this amazing defense system designed to protect you, and mine stepped up like Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard, dedicated, ferocious, unbreakable, and all I remember is thinking, whatever happens next and in the future, I have to protect my 2 children, 10 years old and 6 years old, a boy and a girl. I must protect them. Like the mother lion committed even to her death to protect her cubs, I need to keep everything as normal as I can for us. I can't lose them. And as I bicycled up the path from work, numb, frozen in time, at 6 p.m., the same time as I always did, my son met me, concern written all over his face. Even at today, at 39, he is the sensitive one, the one that feels everyone's pain. As parents, we try and we believe we're hiding the pain, the sadness, the stresses, and the realities of life from our kids. But that's always a lie. He knew something was wrong, even if I denied it. Lying just seemed to be my only protection then. Yes, I was a single parent, with the classic deadbeat ex-husband. Here I am, a successful, well-educated professional that has just been caught making a stupid decision that crossed an ethical line I don't recall when I first crossed it. I am not unique, a one-off. There is a whole community of people, women and men just like me, who flew under the radar, who sacrificed everything to avoid arrest and the wrath of the judicial system and public judgment, yet who make themselves suffer privately and alone every single day for years. And companies and organizations, both for-profit and not-for-profit, who didn't want it known that they had a breach, that they were taken advantage of, who penalized themselves and the future employees. And people within those organizations who had compassion, who had heart, who chose to grant a second chance, but didn't realize what that came with. People, you might even be doing it right now. Think that we don't feel guilt when we do it, that we have no fear of getting caught. And I can tell you firsthand that is Academy Award-winning bullshit. Every time I made a decision and then acted on it, I was haunted every single day by that dream. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I felt the guilt all the time. But even though I heard the whisper and I felt the nudge, I was not strong enough to stop myself or to seek outside counsel. I didn't understand why it was happening. It's like being stuck in a crevasse, knowing that if you move one hand or foot, there is a chance you can get out. but a far higher possibility that you'll simply fall to the depths of the crevasse and die. I tried to help the family-run company put better controls in place, but they wouldn't budge. I tried for them and for me. They were wedded for life to the way it's always been done. Those last 6 words are like a dagger to the life expectancy of any company. They still send shudders down my back when I hear an entrepreneur say them. Some professionals might say I was the classic offender. Educated, professional accountant, direct from one of the big 5 accounting firms, but I wasn't. I was a woman, not a 40-something guy having a midlife crisis. And I know that if you're listening to this, and this is your situation, or someone you know, that this is one of the scariest choices you can ever face. I can't speak to the situations where you know you've done something, but no one else knows. I know what I do differently today, but if you are someone like me, where it's been settled, repayment has been settled, and it sits as part of the history of your less than stellar choices in a season of your life, then welcome to the Unshackle Your Life podcast and the possibilities that you can now start seeing and embracing. My story is never ending. For many, it's unbelievable. For me, sometimes it's a lifeline. The understanding and the lessons continue every day. So I've decided to sprinkle as many stories as I can throughout each episode. And I'd love to have you come along for the journey too, and both learn more about me and about yourself. Sound interesting? Well, here's how things will roll out. Well, at least this is my plan. Each episode will start with a story that follows how I started to discover and change my path. Then we'll look at the thinking and better choices that could have been made. Next up, the lessons that I learned, and I'll share with you what helped me and why. And we'll wrap up with how those things are in my life today or aren't. Each episode will end with the same question, a question that will help you consider your own unshackled life. Now that I've told you a little bit about the podcast, I want to share with you why I created the Unshackle Your Life podcast. It's ultra simple. It is what I wish was available to me every day for the last 25 years. A way to see my life, my choices through a different lens, a different viewpoint, a way to step back and be objective about my life, and a way to start using different frameworks and protocols to make better decisions, a way to understand that I was not alone. In the upcoming episodes, I'll take you through the journey of transformation and discovery, the ups and the downs, the moments of despair and the moments of exhilaration, and most importantly, the moments of impact. I'll share how I started, the problems I ran into, the goals I set, and most importantly, who I really am and who the masked version of me was in the various seasons of my life. So thank you for being part of the growing community to Unshackle Your Life. I know that something you hear here or something I share holds the key to your own personal lock, or for the lock of someone you know, as it did for me. Hey guys, if you found this podcast helpful and think it could help someone else, please send them the link. It's in the show notes, and then drop a review in wherever you're listening. And then come on back and hang with us some more. Let us help you keep moving forward. We're simple to find on the interwebs. MS Debbie Colburn, that's MS Debbie with an IE, Colburn with an OUR squished between the B and the N, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and yes, on our website. See y'all next episode.